over here. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Okay, we're live. So we'll be live again in a second. Good evening, everyone. Hopefully, I've not muted myself, and you can hear Brad as well. Are you there, Brad?
Hello. Yes, I'm still here.
Great. So we're trying a new way of streaming this today. We have no idea how this is going to go. What we've got today is I'll let Brett introduce the game, and I will stop the game so we can play it in a second. Which game are you watching today?
Oh well, it is the Hong Kong Mavericks versus Restawari.
Okay.
Pass how to pronounce that name? I believe it's French.
Yeah, it may well be. I'm just trying to work out where the hell my video has gone. So 1 second, I have managed to lose my video. As I said, we're going to try new things here. We didn't expect new problems, I'll be honest, but hey. So where the mother thing has this gone? Sorry. Every time I think I've got on top of this thing, there we go. You're now going to need that button. Okay. There we go. So,
there we go, back up.
So, we have Nathan versus
JCat EL. How can I see that better than you?
I just can't read.
So for this, we've swapped places. Chris is streaming the high definition game, and I'm struggling from the usual Chris position of trying to see it in blurriness.
But we had the added advantages this week of I'm not trying to set up for the next stream because we're going to go straight from this into the next stream, maybe with a 2-minute gap to grab a glass of water. So we're going to see if this system works better in preparation for some future plans we have.
Exactly.
But before we get started, Brett, how's your week been before we started?
Ups and downs. But the highlight of it was building a massive cardboard castle fort for me and my son, where we then had to fend off the siege of Mummy.
Oh, I bet Mummy loved that.
No girls allowed in Fort Kickass.
He is such your son by the sound of it. It's good to have you back, man. We missed doing the stream on last Monday, but yeah, I think you had a well-deserved break after just taking too many videos the week before.
Yeah, I was a bit burnt out, and it all culminated into this me pretty much spending most of my time last week in bed because I was just out of it with a bit of a flu.
Oh, well, at least you're better now, man. Right.
Yeah.
So, this is one of the top 16 playoffs for the top cut. Let's get started, if I can remember which is the right button. I think it is this one. There we go.
I believe JCat is the HK Mavericks, and Nadine is part of the unpronounceable game.
Sure. And we're doing all three of these games today.
Safe place, Mayask, Heist Knight, Council Promise, Apchaconchora, Octavia's Monument, and Bramble for JCat, Stirring Grave, Snaret, Look Over There, Bow Niffing, and Ransack for Nadine. I do like Ransack.
So, remind us the card.
Ransack is the new bait and switch. So
Yep.
steal one, discard the top card of your deck. If it's a Shadows card, repeat this ability. The maximum I've stolen with it is 4.
Wow. So looking at the right, if you see the chat, they forgot to set the timer.
They thought they did, but as soon as it started, the time actually came on.
Okay, so that's just say we do say an hour limit for games. We're not going to be overly strict here, but if we're recording, we will be going forward. But say discuss it with your opponent. But if you want to play around a timer, discuss it before the match starts, not in this 59th minute.
And make sure you get proof of it, because if your opponent, at the 1 hour mark, if your opponent goes, "Judge, we're out of time," he's like, "Oh, we agreed." But
yeah, otherwise the judge sees it, they'll instantly then go score at the final from that point.
starting with the Monument to Octavia. Monument to Octavia is capture 1. Capture 1. If you have Octavia in your discard, capture 2 instead.
Yep.
It works well with Primus, where Primus is reap, move 1 amber from one creature to another creature, which is basically the stats transferring over that battle line.
So did you have a chance to look at these decks before we started today?
Hmm?
Do you have a chance to look at the decks before the game started today? Before now? Have you looked?
No, that's something I really need to do at the beginning of each game. Is just add a little quick.
This is what we should look out for. Yeah. So what we see coming out is a disc turn. Obviously, no Infernus yet. But
yeah, you don't want to play Infernus this early because you're just going to go for your own discard.
Yeah. If they have 6 ammo though.
High Snipe doesn't do anything here. Mark a disc, we're putting back into this. Bramble. We could always just go into the Saurian, drop the Captura, capture 1, and stop Snarette from being able to capture any more.
I mean, I'll probably go into the Shadows at this point. But
I am interested to see what's. Oh no, goes with the Shadows play.
Yeah, it's just 1 damage across the road. Yeah.
Oh, the safe place.
Safe place. Sorry, not smoke.
I'm interested to see. This is one of the reasons why I don't like doing deck lists, because safe place. If there's a bold niffing or a red penny, that's going to be good for us to find by ourselves.
That is true. We could always just pretend we don't know it's coming.
So a Prefecture Ludo with a Monument to Octavia and a Primus and a Captura. That Ludo could be a huge influence here.
I think Ludo is one of the more underrated cards. Just the level of annoyance it can put in there with a heavy capture deck.
Yeah, especially now that they've got their own Monument, which can remove Amber to the common pool as well.
Yep. So what do we have here? So we had a very quick turn from up top.
Yeah, transform a platform and explore rover, and then Snare capture an extra 1.
Curious. I possibly would have put the rover as that's the not taunt. It's the elusive one, right?
Rover is skirmish.
Skirmish. Sorry, I meant skirmish. Yeah.
Yeah, rover gives skirmish. Nexus could be quite strong here, but getting the capture down and getting Ludo down seems like a much stronger play. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Nexus, the artifact he has isn't that useful for him right now, so. And then get Ludo down. There we go.
Yeah, and he uses the Monument to capture 1 onto Primus, setting up the movement.
Just for the 2 of you out there who may not know what Ludo is, Ludo says, give all friendly creatures destroyed, move all amber on this creature to the common pool.
All other creatures.
All other creatures, so yes. All other
Ludo doesn't affect himself. Now we've got the new warrior dinosaur. I do like this warrior dinosaur. I can't remember his actual name. Decterus. Play or fight, exalt this creature, destroy a creature with power lower than this creature.
So
it's great for getting around taunts. It's great for getting around like collector worms or all these really annoying small creatures that there are at the minute. And it's just an engine that you can keep going. And with cards like Siren's Horn, where it's before a fight, try to move 1 amber from this creature to the creature it's fighting, you can set up a really nice engine with this creature.
Yeah. There's not that many small creatures around. But you're right. Just for the few of you watching, is the audio levels okay? Because as I say, we're trying to make sure they're matched out, but it's the first time we've tried recording this way. So let us know if there's any issues. Sorry, Brett, I cut you off.
No, that's absolutely fine. I've just. Oh wow, I'm a bit loud.
Okay, I'll turn you down a bit. Who told us that?
No one did. I turned the sound on myself.
All right, there we go. That might be a bit better. Right.
I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, that's a lot better.
Sure. So, the issue with me streaming is I can't sneakily look at my work stuff on here. Right, so we've had a Reap from the Star Alliance. He then plays Xeno Training. And Xeno Training is...
Xeno Training is for each friendly house represented on creatures, capture 1.
So that's capturing 2 in this case, but gaining...
Capturing 2 onto Snarette, because that's where to put it. Eaton's Jar for Nadine. The 3 damage into Ludo seems a bit weird when you haven't really got the answer. Look over there isn't the greatest answer, but I guess if your opponent hasn't got any amber anyway.
Yeah, but...
Mark of Dis, do you put it... Mark is an explorer, puts him back into Starlines. We know that's an amazing move, because we can see that there isn't much Starlines left. Plays Bramble with a damage pip to destroy the explorer. Uses the draw icon as capture with Ludo being down. This Ludo becoming much more of a threat. We see an ancient power coming up. That was very interesting. Transformer platform to put Snarette back in hand, meaning that there's 2 amber on board for there's going to be amber for Infernus to get rid of. And Waking Nightmare is going to make the keys is guaranteed to make the keys cost more because Snarette is safe. That's quite an interesting play.
That's a very good play.
Ancient Power, which will get ward every creature with amber on it, which is going to be 3 creatures. But a warded Bramble isn't something you really want.
So the one thing to bear in mind here is the Hong Kong Mavericks are our only double champions for Coat Series. I think they won 3 and 4. So I mean, these guys are some of the best guys. I mean, I'm not saying the opponents aren't, but
that's a very nice move from J-Cat here. So using Primus has moved the amber from Bramble to Ludo to ward up the Ludo, meaning that Bramble is able to die, is still vulnerable to death, and creating a nice warded Ludo. And can go straight back into Sanctum next turn, and move that amber off Ludo.
Yep. So let's see the disc come down, the Infernus, Eaton's Jar. Now remind us everyone what Eaton's Jar does.
Eaton's Jar is name a card. Your opponent cannot play that card. And just looking at J-Cat's hand, that is 2 red pennies, both with amber pips.
Yep.
So they are steal and gain 1. That is nasty.
I mean, and then look at what's his name before it, the mutant card with 2 damage to the draw. Yes, no actual effects on the card, but 2 damage at a draw. That next Shadow's turn is going to be painful.
Well, it doesn't have to be damage anyway, because thanks to Capture being down, any pip can be turned into capture.
That is true. So currently we're looking at the top side, top players around the side. He is going to play the disc turn this time. I didn't think he had a lot of choice given that Shadows.
Well, yeah, but the Shadows with the look over there and the ransack means that he's going to at least steal 2.
Yeah, but he's only.
But the better play is
2 off of the Infernus. Yeah.
Infernus gets it down to 4, and you get rid of that Mark of Dis, because Mark of Dis is such a pain. And you then get your opponent down to 3 with the Snarette. You get yourself up to 1 with the Waking Nightmare, and you Eaton's Jar. Eaton's Jar is always an interesting one. You can go for engines. You can go for the card your opponent has the most of. Seeing those rad pennies in future, if I ever see this deck, I am Eaton's Jarring Rad Penny.
Yeah,
because those are some nasty rad pennies. But we'll see what.
Let's see what comes out.
Now, the Transformer platform with Infernus is going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think
that's something that's going to have to be dealt with quite quickly.
I've got a deck with it in myself.
I've seen a couple of like Hysteria Infernus ones as well, and all sorts. Plays Waking Nightmare, and Bone Rot Venom was Eaton's Jarred. That's a very weird choice.
What's the card do? I don't recognise the card.
Bone Rot Venom is an upgrade from Shadows with an Amber Pip, and basically when this creature is used, deal 2 damage to it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been my choice. It's an okay card, but it's not an Eaton's Jar choice when your opponent's got 2 Rad Pennies.
Mm.
Plays Red Penny to steal. The second Red Penny isn't going to get much choice, so you might hold on to it.
No, there we go. Oh no, that's not. Sorry, that's the other one to get.
No, that's
Yep. Though interestingly, he killed his own red penny to shuffle into his deck.
Draws a Cinder with 3 damage pips.
Jesus Christ.
Has a Nexus. Now, that Transformer platform, if the Nexus isn't dealt with, is going to be brilliant for Red Penny. Plays Red Penny, and now you safe house one of the Red Pennies, turning it into a 2 Amber engine with a 3 Amber swing. That's huge. Because although it's got it's Steel 1 and Game 1, it's a 3 Amber swing because you're taking one away from your opponents.
So
now
he
just died.
He put Surratt was poisoned, but by the Asp, but
yeah,
I kind of see that one coming. So let's see what happens. Is he not?
J-Cat's on 8.
It's Shadow's turn.
The main issue with Shadow's turn here is you're just setting up these Rad Pennies to do loads of damage.
What's the alternative, though?
Also, that Mutant Cut Purse used its 1 damage icon on the Rad Penny to shuffle it back in the deck.
Yes. I did say that, but yeah.
No.
It's really cleverly done.
Hoping to get off the ransack here, but discards a Cinder instead, so it's only a Steel 1. Look over there, pops Ludo's Ward. That's a steal. That's another steal. Mug's going to be very important here.
Yes, because you probably get Ludo out if it's just 2 damage.
So, Implosion with the Stirring Grave on the Infernus could be quite strong. Moves the Amber from Ludo. Brilliantly done. Puts it on Boat Niffing. Fights the Boat Niffing. You Exalt. Destroy Infernus. Reap with Ludo. Reap with Octavia. Drop the second Octavia. Drop the Xenosaurus. Or is it Umbrasaurus? It's one of them. And yeah, J-Cat's in a very strong position here. Oh, Dinosaurus, yeah. This is a very strong position.
I mean, this is an amazing position. I mean,
uses Monument to Octavia. This does put the Implosion in a much stronger position because kind of a subject curvy with no other creatures in hand from any other house. That feels bad.
I mean,
you can Dark Wave, which will kill the Ludo, but it will also kill the Bramble, which means you're going to lose all the Amber that you had. Yep, there it is.
Yep.
And then you can mug Asp. You can mug.
I would mug the third on the left, the Warrior, because you do 2 damage there.
But it's already close to death anyway. Its ability is fight dependent, but yeah.
Yeah, but it had the hammer on it, so.
So we see a breaky now coming in from Nadine, but no utilization. And I think breaking would have been much stronger if Lash would have been reprinted, same as Keyhammer.
First card I ever saw in my first deck was a Keyhammer. Thought, wow, this is weird. If every deck has a way of getting keys back, how wrong was I? It was a Maverick Mars Keyhammer.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Thingy Master, Gas Masters, or Bears, or something like that.
So plays, and now he's going to turn those 3 damage pips into capture. This is the power of Captura.
Oh,
why
God,
it's one of my favourite cards in this set, because it just turns everything. It turns negative effects like those pips would have been into positives.
But also in this set, would you say there's less ways to get rid of artifacts?
Getting rid of, yes. No, there's more, I guess.
Yeah, but it feels like there's less because artifacts are such an even bigger play.
You've got Burrow, you've got Poltergeist, and you've got Reclaimed by Nature. I guess. And Neutron Shack. Good old Neutron Shack.
Second, Discord's just throwing me errors, which only you can see, Brett. Right.
Yeah.
Neutron Shack. Neutron Shack.
So Implosion to get rid of one. Stonegrave to put back the Infernus. There's Breaky. She's going to buy a turn. Stonegrave. Archive the Infernus. Very nicely done. Implosion. Probably want to get rid of that Primus. Because you don't want your Amber sort of. You don't want your opponent having access to that Amber removal. I don't think we're going to see this Gateway come down. This Gateway is just.
Oh, God, no. I'm
going to sit there.
As soon as he calls Dis, it'll be discarded because I don't see it having the benefit of taking up space in your hand. Right
I don't think JCat's calling Dis until there's a creature down to Mark of Dis, and I don't think we're going to see that until we're ready for the third key.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Gets rid of the Octavia instead. I think this is a Shadow's turn. I think you drop, you get 6, then you go Rad Penny, archive the Rad Penny, reap, bounce the Rad Penny, and just steal all your opponent's Amber and sit back on 12.
Yeah. And then kill the Rad Penny off, shuffle it back into your deck.
There it is, yeah. Yeah, with the Catpus coming back, with the Catpus with another damage, you can just shuffle the Red Penny straight back in. That's quite nuts.
Magic. And there's a replay just for good.
What can you actually do in that situation where your opponent could just keep doing that?
Kill it.
Yeah, that's true. You could just wipe it out.
But not with that hand, you can't. I mean,
even if you kill Rad Penny, it just goes straight back into the deck. So it's kind of.
Well, yeah, but it's not so Rad Penny. It's the other two that let you cycle it.
Yeah, you have to get rid of the artifact.
Yeah, that's why I came out to artifact control in this. But I mean, it's got to be a Shadow's turn here, where you do the Spike Trap, the Rad Penny to steal 1. They're still on 14. Lights out to return 2 to her hand to get some more Amber back. So you can possibly get to a point where you may forge a key, but you're still, I don't know, you're still going to be basically a key behind with them on 6 Amber, 8 Amber, or 9 Amber.
You're never getting to that key. Not with the Red Penny in the archive and the Red Penny on the board and the Nexus. So Nexus come back. Even here, Nadine's only getting to 5.
What's Nexus got to do that? Unless Nexus has some extra pips I missed.
No, Nexus got the Nexus is using the Transformer platform to keep bouncing the Red Penny, so that's why we can lights out
gotcha.
target.
Yeah, gotcha.
You can drop the Spike Trap, but the Spike Trap isn't getting much reason. Ludo is. We've got a Ludo back. We've got a Centaurian with double pips, which is just more capture, and we've got another Primus with a capture. Plays the tempting offer, giving his opponent even more Amber.
It needs must at this point. He wanted to get to the 6.
We see a Garcia come down from Nadine now.
Still not enough by itself. I mean, you play Garcia, you transport a platform, you play Garcia again, you get to 10, but that's
you get
still
to
not
10,
enough.
but your opponent's going to be sat on
12 so
15?
far. And Nexus can't use transport a platform at least because he's in hand.
No, because it's in the hand. Yeah, your opponent's going to be sat on 15, and yeah, okay.
That's game.
It's like Garcia, cool, and that's it. Nadine tried, but JCat was in utter control of that game. I think the Eaton's Jar would have been much better on the Red Pennies, and it would have slowed down this game considerably.
Yeah, it was an interesting pick. I wonder if that was a misplay.
Possibly. This is something that possibly would have been nice in an interview or something, but we'll see what we can do about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to know why the Eaton's Jabs on the Bone Rot Venom, because I don't even think he has a Bone Rot Venom.
That would be even more embarrassing. I have never used
it's name a card. It can literally be any card.
I've not used it on the Crucible, so I'm not sure how it works. So we can take 6 off the cost, so you got it down to 9. But
So Infernus comes down, which makes it down to 13 amber plus 2 Garcias. I guess it's 12 because Stirring Grave has 2 pips.
yeah,
So the maximum cost can get is to 10, and JCat has 12. So that is game.
yeah.
That's disappointing, but what
That's
can you do?
amazing. Wow, I would say disappointing at all. That was you got the right cards, the right order. You got a strong hand. And he played,
From Nadine's perspective, they must be a bit frustrated.
Yeah.
Because they had to play reactively the entire game, and it just doesn't work out that well for you. Keyforge is one of those games that once you fall into the reactive cycle, it's very hard to break it.
Yeah, definitely. So, right. Let's see the Keyforge then. Come on.
So there it is. And JCat won the game.
Yep. So how are you doing the transition between games with the video you gave me?
Well, hopefully, once I've said GG, it'll just do this.
There we go. Wow. So I'm going to pause this if I can. Ooh, that actually worked. So this game is same 2 teams again. I believe Hong Kong Mavericks are at the bottom with Ratiscui at the top. We've got, this will be, I guess it's AOA versus Worlds Collide. This 2.
You put me on the spot here.
Always put you on the spot, man. Always put you on the spot. Yeah, it's Worlds Collide at the bottom and AOA at the top. Just look at the
so it's Worlds Collide at the bottom, AOA at the top. Yeah, we just had Mass Mutation versus Mass Mutation.
Yeah. So let's hit play and see where we end up.
Hopefully, I've done this in the right order, but
Yeah, we'll find out.
Double Archimedes with an Igor seems really strong. Perpetuating Sophisticality is a very good turn 1 play, especially when your opponent's mulliganed.
What's protection? We're
going to see it happen now. So if you have it has a pip, and it's a case of if you have more amber than your opponent, they discard a card and you draw a card, which is what we saw there. So as a turn 1 play, especially when your opponent's mulliganed, it's very strong.
Yeah, but that's not a bad follow up, but it's not great. But memory chip's always good to have out early. Then
memory chip's definitely good early, and Group Think Tank's really good early as well because your opponent's got an empty board, which means they're going to have creatures of the same house next to each other.
Admittedly, 2 Archimedes and an Igor will be entertaining, but yes.
Yeah.
But it's still worth group thinking. I was not going to play Logos. He was going to play Logos. It's worth group thinking them. So what's the take off on the Igor? Do we know? What's he not taking on the Igor?
We don't get to see that at all. We don't get to see. So he took the Bounce to Death Quark, which is not a bad one because he can just kill Igor and then have a cycling Igor.
Yep, which makes sense. And he wasn't get rid of the Death Quark. Not Death
Do you
Quark.
play the Hawk here or do you archive the Hawk with the hidden stash?
You archive the Hawk with a hidden stash.
Yeah, because if you play the Hawk, you have to blow up your memory chip.
That's a question. I mean,
it is because you've got to look at getting through your deck quicker by playing the Hawk and archiving an Untamed and drawing essentially an extra card.
But as you know, I'm the guy that always says get through your deck as quickly as possible. Get through your deck as quickly as possible. This is one of the times you don't. I've lost games because I've not had Hawk at the right time, or I discarded Hawk at the wrong time, or I was forced to discard it.
Depends if his opponent has any artifacts.
Yep.
These are all very good questions.
Well, it's generally worth assuming they have one, even if it's rubbish, because most decks have at least one. Now,
running for one, then hidden stash. Lethal doesn't seem great here. What is the closest one?
So hidden stash. Interesting.
Discards Hawk and hidden stashes the perfection. The damage. Very interesting.
So what did he archive, man? I missed that. What did he archive?
I can't actually remember what that card does.
Well, as we're going to treat this like live, we're not going to rewind to find out, but we'll find out in a minute. Okay, so now we have here with a this time from above.
I
So,
like this. So manual is overextending here
yep,
with a harmonia, an unnatural selection, and a papaka anga, or is it Janga in hand. And then the unnatural selection just means that just pure value going to be coming in for this harmonia.
completely. A shame he's only got.
Oh,
Well, not really. He hasn't really got the creatures for it. So
well, no, but he doesn't need the creatures because he can get 2 amber from playing them.
yep,
Then he can blow up the rest of his opponent's board,
yep.
and can then still it can be sitting on 6.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I get that,
But,
but it's still my point being, it's not. You make it sound like he had 4 creatures to play after Harmonia.
no, but I'm looking at the Miasma, the Umbra, the Dust Chronicles, and the Brig.
Yep. Bye bye.
That Brig is going to be huge after a Miasma.
Right,
If you're Swarian, after that Miasma, you want to sit on 6. You just want to sit there again on 6. I'm like, cool. If you Brig me, you're getting the minimal amount of value.
it's also interesting. Yeah. What we got? So that's all down. He's doing the natural
Play
selection
the natural
now.
selection. Do you just get rid of the Archimedes here, or do you go for an Archimedes and a Tesmal?
I don't know. I'll probably get rid of one Archimedes because you don't want to get them both in the archives.
Well, you don't. One would be destroyed, and the other would lose the destroyed ability.
Ah, fair enough then. Yeah, I'll get rid of the 2 archives and Sonnet.
But leaving a Tesmal alive, if you haven't got an answer for it, could be devastating later on down the line.
Yeah, but put him.
You put it in the archives, but then it won't be protected by taunts.
So I would got rid of the Gub and the two Archimedes. No, you don't get rid
You
of
can't.
two. Get rid
You
of
can
one
only get rid of
Archimedes.
two.
One Archimedes and the Gub I would got rid of. Ash, yeah. Let's see what comes out.
Definitely, yeah. This is definitely something you need to think about. Possibly not this long, but so gets rid of an Archimedes gets archived, and the Tesmal doesn't. So because the middle Archimedes was taken out, the Tesmal doesn't get archived because they got rid of the ruling when they moved the battle line in. Oh, look at this! We've got a graft after a Brig.
Oh,
Oh, hello! This is gonna with the hit and run as well, where you can get rid of the Umbra, bounce the Ronnie, play the Ronnie to gain another one from Harmonia, as well as steal one. Your opponent's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna steal this, and then you just immediately steal it all back.
it's almost like brick and bricks, double bricks, one off the other.
Oh, this is gonna be huge.
Second, I've got I know you can't see anything, Brett. I'm trying to. I will go back there in a second. I just need to check there's nothing important here. Yeah. All right, let's worry about that later. For the 2 of you watching or less, at the same time, I am trying to get the last few results through before the results. So we'll see what happens.
It is a bit weird how relaxed people have become. Like, as long as we get them in before 10 o'clock. Like, no, there's a reason we say 12.
Sometimes we say 12, so they're in before 10. It's one of those. Go ahead.
So Swan's gone Logos. Plays Plasmate to move Gub. This would kill Gub without getting it. Interesting line of play.
So now we see the Brig come down.
But yeah, here comes the Brig.
So I Binet Rupture.
International Graft.
So he's going to get 8. So Brig is a Binet Rupture with International Graft. So Binet Rupture will double the opponent's Amber. And International Graft gets all the Amber over the 6th, or over the amount required to forge. So that's what.
And it is give, it isn't steal, it isn't. captured, isn't it? It's give. So Odak doesn't matter about Odak. Doesn't matter about any card you've got because you are giving your opponent the amber, not stealing.
Neutron shark same hand. What's the one to the left of neutron shark? Oh, what's one just
Spider.
played? Oh, spider.
Oh, no, Pip. Sorry, Pip.
Oh, what's Pip? Oh yeah, Pip just reap, do something, or what was it?
After an opponent's creature reaps, stun it.
That was it. Yeah, and then neutron shark comes down. What's he going to nuke first? Probably the anger. Papa Jago even.
Harmonia. Given the amount of creatures he's got on the board, I'd say definitely Harmonia.
Yeah, actually, that's a fair point.
Harmonia discards Charette.
So he's on 9 amber at the moment. He's about to get another 7. And then the interface is going to come back down the other way.
Yeah, so...
Oh, God. Manu, you must be feeling so good right now. And we're just looking at this going, oh, we can see it coming. Oh, that's harsh. So he goes into 10. We then get a
he goes to 10. He's now going to go up to 7 to 18.
Yeah, and he's about to lose 12 of it for the interface.
And then he's just going to go, boom, give me 12 of that back. And there we go. Sat on 13 amber. His opponent's a 0. Swindle doesn't really do much here. And this, Mallow needs to draw something very quickly.
The interface would be quite good about now, but that's unlikely, I feel. And this is
I'm getting the feeling I put these in the wrong order.
That's...
I said I'm getting a feeling. I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention to the actual games.
Yeah, it's more for just putting yourself down, man. Don't worry about it. Right, so...
I saw this happen at the Bristol Prime as well, where a player brigged for 40 and then immediately got grafted back for the 40.
Oh, for 40? Jesus.
Yeah, that was Ed from Call of Discovery playing a double Heart of the Forest deck. What do you exhume here? Tesmo? Maybe? Okay. Charette for the lols. Let's go. Spider has skirmish, and when it fights a flank creature, it has poisonous.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the exhume.
What's he going to bring back?
There's no Ronnie. Neutral Shark, maybe? Oh, he has got a Ronnie. Nice. Steals 2 with the Ronnie. Plays the Spider. Has a Mindlock, a Swindle, a Neckclifter. They're all memory chip. Wild Wormhole. Nothing that's really going to stop this last key.
You never know.
Swindle buys a turn.
And a push.
But the main issue with Swindle is that's your whole turn, and then your opponent's probably going to be sat there with a J-Vinder, an Umbra, and a Hugger Mugger.
Unless he plays them now, which I think.
That's right. If Swarian plays them now, Manlow's going to have to Swindle.
Whoa, he's chosen Logos.
The reason he's chosen Logos is because of the knowledge is power.
Yep.
While Wormhole Technician into a Telltale Vapors, drawing Edai.
Oh.
So gets the archive from the Telltale Vapors, then plays the Edai, allowing him to archive again, and then knowledge is power for 4. And there is nothing in Manuel's hand to actually stop this.
And you see why these guys, they got the luck, they got the skill, they got the decks. I mean, it's always interesting.
They have RNGs on their side.
But it's always interesting because there's no Vault Tours or anything like that going on in East Asia to their complaint. So these guys, this is the...
they are hungry for it. William.
Hell yeah.
I talked to a player called William who bought a mat off me, and they love their primes. They want Vault Tours, and they really want to get that competitive level of play.
Do they have primes there? I didn't think they had primes.
Hmm?
Did he actually have a prime there?
I think no, they have Star Championships. They didn't really have
Yeah.
that many primes because that's why he wanted the Nizix mat off me. Because
There was a lot of store championships in East Asia. Well, I managed to make one of them for a start, which was always a good sign. But yeah. So let's see how we're going to finish this game off. I mean, I don't see how one
wild
could do
wormhole into
nothing.
effervescent principle. Why not?
If he does that, he deserves to win on everything else just on the luck factor.
Oh, take the Edai.
Yeah, that's not going to help much. He's got forward.
My
Actually,
luck,
yeah,
take the
you have
Edai.
to. Yeah. Take the Edai.
But that only makes the
Oh.
keys cost 10.
It's
Wormhole
going-
into
what?
anguish.
Can he do any damage to Anguish?
Now,
No.
if you fight with the Archimedes to archive it to make the keys cost 11.
Yeah. Or reap twice.
It buys you a turn, but you don't, or you let your opponent win.
Yeah.
I remember that game at the end because after I stopped recording, I asked why they didn't fight with the Archimedes, and they're like, "Oh," and I went, "Yeah, it would have made keys cost 11." It's like it would have delayed. And it's like, but look at the hand. You got a miasma. You got Nightforge. You got Swindle.
Yeah. That was an epic end, but not for the guy who won. Bring is too powerful. Bring is powerful, yeah.
Oh, there it goes. If you'd have fought with Archimedes, you could have stopped the key. I thought I'd cut this.
Our know-all commentators, once again, and judge, is there sharing helpful advice.
Yeah.
Not during the game, at least.
No. Exactly.
So we've got, apparently, there's one more game, which is
There's one more
about
game
12
which
minutes.
It's very short.
And then we'll have a couple of minute break and go on to this week's draw, which will be very quick because there's not an awful lot to talk about. So we're now up to 2 people watching us.
Hey.
Have we not pimped it as much this week as normal?
No, it's everywhere. It's the fact that there is 2 other Keyforge streams going on at the minute. You've got Marvis's Tesla event, and there is a French stream going on at the minute, I believe. Yeah,
So,
you've got Petit Bot doing his French stream, which means all the French players are over there, and you've got Marvis doing his Tesla event.
Yep. So,
Monday's getting quite busy.
Yep. So we have the final game. This is Lonely Star, who is definitely Hong Kong. I know Lonely. I've been chatting to them a few times. Versus Virtual Wolfie. Right. So let's get started. So here we have the 2 decks coming up. So this will be AOA at the bottom, Worlds Collide at the top.
Fang 2 Karen early on. Oh, never mind, gone.
Oh, that will solve that problem.
Snag, I do love Snag. Snag is one of my favourite cards.
Some days I love it. Some days I hate it.
I was playing earlier and I had a Snaglet down and my opponent played Pit Lord. Okay, cool. I'm just going to keep going dis and playing Snaglet for dis and stealing 2 off you every turn.
Yep.
So plays the Javinder, which is 2 power, reap, deal 1 damage. If it destroys a creature, steal 1. Not too bad.
I'm not sure what else I'd play for a first card, but it's not normally what I would pick. For given the hand.
Yeah, given the hand, I guess the idea is that you're going to use the Javinder to set up damage.
Yeah.
And then the Misery Exploiter is going to get a lot more.
So what's the...
Fogwet means there's no fighting. You can play Ronnie, steal 1, reap with the Javinder, deal 1 damage. And yeah, that sets up starts to set up Misery Exploiter.
That's all you've got, really. Yeah.
I think, are we going to see a Blinding Light? Yeah, we're going to see Blinding Light to stun the shadows. Lion Bertram. And the double common cold with the Mars needs Amber in hand.
Interesting.
That is a very nice combination, but both of the creatures on Virtual Wolfie side, all 3 creatures on Virtual Wolfie side, are only 2 power. So would you discard a common cold just to capture more Amber? 3 Fates is going to be very nice here with the Papaka Anger down, which is making every creature more powerful, and the Lion Bertram, which is making every creature more powerful.
But the problem is you don't want that done yet with the Mystery Exploit in hand. You kind of want to be in a position to do a little bit more damage first. So we want to see...
Camouflage on the Papa Anger.
That just gives elusive, right? Or can't be attached by flank creatures.
Can't be attacked by creatures not on the flank.
There we go, yeah. And Misery Exploit is get 1 amber for each damaged enemy creature.
Exactly. Now, this second Common Cold. Reaps. Are we going to see the second Common Cold? No, hold on to it. That's probably the correct play.
Mm-hmm. It's not really enough amber yet for the Master Needs Amber, though. That's the issue.
Well, it will be after this turn.
That is true. Yep. So what have we lost from the hand? We've lost...
You lost Masley's Amber.
Oh!
Inspector Fort Lion, making that the Misery Exploiter stronger and takes away the combo play with the Inspector destroying. Oh!
That Inspector...
1 in 6 chance, and it hits the exact card it needs.
It's gotta happen at some point.
Virtual Wolf is sat on 6 with a hit and run in hand to bounce that Ronnie.
Oh, perfect.
And 2 Masley's Amber come back with no damaged creatures on the board.
It's still a Common Cold, but you're right.
Yeah. I mean...
and he's got no amber, though, so at this point, it's like, yeah.
Unsuspecting Prey is going to... You just discard it. Well, plays it, deals nothing. The Fittest is going to be quite good here. The Common Cold will actually do some damage here.
But would it kill his own Mars creature?
Well, no. Oh, yeah. It's not a May. Is it a May or is it
No.
you have to? No, it's a May. There you go.
Okay. I thought it was a have to. Fair enough. So, what we've got now, we've got the active play at the top. It's going to be a... It's not going to be a
I say you go dis. I say you go dis. Evil Eye makes the
Yeah, sorry, field 6, definitely. Yeah, Evil Eye with the... And what you do assume? Snag?
Javinder? Snag? Inspector, maybe?
Or there's not a Ronnie in there because he hasn't lost the Ronnie, so yeah.
No, he hasn't lost the Ronnie yet. So yeah, there you go, there's this.
Yeah. So Evil Eye, assume the Inspector, would guess. Yep, there we go. Evil Eye's going to 3, stopping the opponent from forging, and see what comes out. Is that Harbinger of Doom on the left?
Harbinger of Doom, Mug, Hit and Run, Hidden Stash, Trust No One, Fangtooth Cavern.
So this is where you're going to start dumping out Mars Needs Amber because you may as well get out your hand. You can at least get 4. So Mars Needs Amber is each of your opponent's damaged creatures captures 1.
Each non-Mars opponent's creature.
Sorry, my bad. Each non-Mars opponent's creature. So that gets 4 down for you to capture in a minute. And
well, 3. In Virtual Wolf, it only had 3.
Oh, my bad, 3.
And then, thanks to the Fittest, both of those creatures are 3 power or higher, making that Spirit Sway very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you play Hit and Run here, the Ronnie is going to put your opponent back up to 11, but you're going to steal back down. Plays Mug to kill Ronnie. Going to use Hit and Run to bounce the Molfin, then play Trust No One to steal 3.
Still on 7, but yeah.
That's
8 even.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then to Trust No One to
push your opponent back up to 11, and then you play Trust No One to steal 3. Your opponent still forges, but you're sat on check. And that's a double Fangtooth in hand for Virtual Wolfie now.
Oh, that's a nice time for that to come down. Especially... Imposter's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Plays Prince, gets 3 amber from the Prince. That's always nice to see that pop off.
Ghost Squitch, your favourite card in the hand of the Lonely Star.
It's not my favourite card, but it's one of my favourite cards in AOA. It's
hey man,
so good.
Sundays I think you have a love affair with that card, man. You bring it up so much.
Dust Squitch is probably most of my favourite AOA decks. Fangtooth Cavern. So Dust Squitch is going to do nothing here.
Fangtooth Cavern 2.
Fangtooth Cavern. Nature's Called, Tantadillin, Maruk the Marked, and Prince.
I would an imposter, to be honest, get it back into your own hand. But then I suppose you do not want the stuff cluttering it up, so maybe not.
Well, you're not really going to be too bothered, are you?
No, there's no creatures down.
You want to keep your. Oh, I guess you can bounce the inspector. You. Oh, only bounce the inspector. Do you not play the creatures here? Do you just play Fang Tooth, Pass, Destroy Prince, Destroy Fixer Finger?
You can get it, but you can play both your creatures and still not lose any because there's still two
No,
and a.
you lose
three. You lose
yeah.
But yeah, I'll do that. So you lose the two of the other side. Paparanga comes out at the right time now to bump up Molfin. So
not only that, that's two untamed creatures with a Eldest Bear.
yeah. Oh god, yeah. So that's a
So
fight gain 2. Yeah, fight gains 2 if I remember correctly.
Fight gain 2, and would go to 7 power. And there's a Tantadil in there that's a perfect target because it only deals 2 damage. You could go Tantadil and fight the Eldest Bear, make him discard the card that's in the archive. Play Dharma to gain 1, play Duskwitch, and then cry as Duskwitch and Dharma get killed next turn. But Lonely Star is definitely in the weakest position here.
Yeah. Is this one of the games they wanted to commentate themselves in Chinese? Or Mandarin, or Cantonese, even?
I believe Brian wants to get hold of some.
Okay.
Ooh, goes for the capture instead.
Let's get it to him and get it on our channel, so if we can go up to 20 views. Increase the market share.
Do you just go Shadows, Mug the Marked, which gets you to 4, 5.
Discard a Hawk.
Do you play the Hawk? Get yourself to 7.
I'm tempted to say you discard the Hawks. You don't want to lose your Fangtooth Cavern.
But if you're not going to play any creatures and you're going to be threatening to win, you have to answer me.
Yeah, but if you're already capturing 2 off your opponent for when you kill those 2 off, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't bother with Mug. I would do this because you're going to get the stuff. The ghosts who are going to die. You're in a slightly stronger position and a little bit less of a gamble. Yes, you're not such a great place, but it's a little bit less of a gamble.
I'm always in the mindset of if I can get to check, I want to be on check, especially if I'm a key ahead. I want to be putting the pressure on my opponent. I don't want to give them the opportunity like here, where they have the opportunity to get that second key while I'm still fighting for my third. Discards the Duskwitch, which is probably the better play. As they're everywhere with a Marzine's Amber in hand. And see, again, this is why I would have pushed for check last turn.
Yeah.
Because this is now set. Lonely Star is set up in a position where they can get their second key here and set up a they're everywhere into Marzine's Amber play.
But is it too late?
Very close game.
Mm.
Yeah. This is probably the correct play where you just want to reap, play Wind Spirit, reap.
Play Regrowth. I'm not sure
what
you
you
get back.
Regrowth's the Eldest Bear.
May as well. It's one of these things that there's no harm in it. You may as well do it.
Play Wind Spirit onto doesn't really matter. Reap, capture 1.
Yep.
You're on 7. You're basically saying to your opponent, you need to take me off 7. And destroys Molfin and destroys Dharma. Plays Finger. We now got a spectator. I'd usually shout at them, but as we can see, this game's over.
Yeah. Oh well, that was a good game. That was the closest of the 3, I'd say.
That was a very good game. Virtual Wolfie brings it back for the unpronounceable team game.
Just to be clear,
that's the game.
It's not only me that can't pronounce them. So guys, it's 5 minutes to the hour. We're going to take a 5-minute breather, and then we're going to come on and get on with the usual weekly coach stuff. We're going to quickly go through the top cuts and go through the teams that are progressing. I know we've managed to confuse more people this week, but I really think it's decreasing now. But thanks everyone for listening. We'll be back in probably 5 minutes with the week.
Have you ended? Okay. Oop. La 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 la.
See a 52 megacycles. We are operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. To you who are trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable.
Good evening everyone. Welcome to the Coach 6. There we go. Now I've stopped the random YouTube thing playing in the background. So good evening everyone. Hopefully you can hear me today. Welcome to this week's Coat Draw. I'm having strange sounds coming from places. I'm not sure where yet. So they are coming from me. Awesome. So, can you hear me okay, guys? Have I fixed my million audio issues I've had every other week? Yes, I'm a mic, no mic. No, I've got a mic on. I'm going to assume you can hear me and I'm going to continue. If you can't hear me, shout. Right, so we don't have an awful lot to talk about this week. We just have a few odds and ends. Firstly, Coat 7, where was all the views for the commentary? Yeah, so firstly, thank you for 10 of you turning up here today. Watch this. We only had 2 for the commentary this week, or apparently 7, and then everyone got bored of us, down to 2. So, what can I say? Obviously, you love the Brett and Chris show so much, you come back for just the Chris show afterwards. Whoop-de-doo. No offense, Brett, but no, you're doing a great job, Brett, with all the videos, all the commentary. I mean, all the commentary, I lean on you heavily, man. I don't know the game half as well as you do, but I'm learning so much sitting there and helping. But no, Brett, thank you so much for your work. And it's not that you're not wanted. You definitely are, by me at least. I've got to the top 16 have just been played. Now, when I say the top 16, that's the remaining 16 players on each of the cuts, not just the top cut. We've got a couple of games outstanding, which I'm going to chase up. I think I'm going to do that tomorrow lunchtime. But apart from that, we're about to go into the top 8, and it seems to be all going swimmingly. I knew there'd be some drop-off for the top cuts, and it seems it fits into one of 3 phases. Those that are still really keen and motivated, which is not just the top cut. We're seeing that from the 5th cut as well, and a few teams in between. We have those that don't care and have dropped and gone silent, which is fair enough. The group stages was easier for you to play in. This is the point of giving the opportunity to allow people to play with more teams from around the world, if you want to. There is no issue at all if you wanted to drop. Will not be held against you or anything like that. We just want to give the opportunity for those that wanted to continue worldwide play, had that opportunity. Next, we have those who keep playing because they may as well. I will put Team Archimedes and the SCS Steelers in this one nicely, because they keep saying, well, the Team Archimedes won and lost the game because of a coin flip, because they couldn't arrange their game in time. But they're still happily playing and chugging along, enjoying playing with more people. Great question of the audience. Will there be a Keyforge quiz? I keep saying there will be, and things in my life keep getting in the way, so I can't organise it. I have the prize. The prize is sitting on my shelf. I had 3 Worlds Collide deck from Board Game Extras to give out as prizes for the Keyforge quiz. We could do a Halloween quiz. That would be good. That's interesting. I don't know if the Can't Touch This team are here, but do you want to do something in conjunction with us together on trying to put some sort of quiz together? If you are, reach out to me, and if not, we'll try and do something ourselves. Just thinking more hands here, and whether we do it on which day of the week is Halloween going to be? Is that going to be on a Saturday this year? So maybe either Halloween or the day before, we could put a quiz on. Maybe I'll do it on a quiet Monday to keep things going. Everyone's playing the Tesla tournament. Is the Tesla tournament now over, or is it still going on? But either way. So, we've had great feedback. Not everyone has liked the group stages, but the majority have. The only comment is, as we said before, is we need to spread out Europe a bit more. The cut stages, everyone says, oh, it's such a pain to organise my games. There's people playing. I've been playing with people in Australia. Do you know how hard that is? And I go, yes. Because for next year, my day job, I used to know time zones very well. And I appreciate the challenge that people have, which is why I put the group stages in. But we can't group at the cut stage as well, guys. And so we still want to go. We're still growing this. We're going to do more with the channels, more with the community. We want to get more data to talk to you about on these Monday nights, and we've got all these great ideas coming and flowing. But most of all, this is for you, the audience. And we want to get you, the audience, to be engaged with us. What are you interested in? Do you want to see more about the players, the mods, how we make this, how my wife is walking behind me in a live stream while wearing a dressing gown? But the key thing is for everyone here to have fun and get people together. I might have to get my green screen up for next week. So finally, and it's going to be a very short week this week, we're just going to go through the results. It's been fascinating to see. There's a couple that may not have processed yet because I made changes just before the stream goes. In terms of how the code behind the scenes goes, it should update every 5 minutes. So if you submit a result and it's not there in 5 minutes, give me a ping. Chances are I haven't broken it again. I'm trying to do minimal changes now. But let me just pull up those and we'll go through them. And of course, this is the time the crazy killing machine goes down. Okay, let's see what I have. Okay, so that's going to make my life interesting. Crazy Killing Machine's website is down midstream. Okay, so we go to plan B, because you always have a plan B. So this is where I now run everything locally on my own system, and I can then pull up my brackets as needed. If I can, there we go. So I am now going to share my screen for you guys all to go and see. Oh, it's not working for me, but we'll just handle that. Maybe it's just Virgin being rubbish as usual. So we're going to switch over to look at the cuts from the secret admin page, which all it does is show me stuff. So this is the 5 cuts we have here. So in the top 8, we're going to have Ganymede Archivists from Canada playing Manchester Mavericks A, Hamburg Atlanteans 2 versus the French Keys, No Faction Austria UA1, which is one of our global teams, versus the Hamburg Atlanteans. Can't Touch This the Wolves versus Team HK Mavericks, with HK Mavericks from Hong Kong for HK, and Can't Touch This the Wolves. We've just gone through the videos playback of the Restakuri versus the Team HK Mavericks. Great couple of games. Feel free to go back and watch the start of this on YouTube. Keen for anyone else's opinions. The couple of things to point out here: there are no US teams in the top 8. We have 1 from Asia Pacific, Poland, 2 Germany, both from Hamburg, No Faction Austria, which I assume is Austria, the French Keys from France, Manchester Mavericks A from the UK, and the Ganymede Archivists from Canada. So it's very much a European heavy top 8 cuts, and there was more European teams than anyone else, but not that many more. In the second cut, we come down here to Autocannons from Germany versus Sloppy Labwork USA. Sloppy Labwork USA won Coat 5. Then we have Bootcamp Axe versus Keyforge Granada, both high places in previous code events. Then Coast to Coaster versus Starship Looters. Starship Looters are from France, Coast to Coaster from the USA. No Faction Austria UA2, which is an international team, versus L'Espoir, who are a French team. As you can see on here, we are listing when a team drops. So if someone's progressed by a drop, it is clearly labelled, I hope. It uses the words drop in brackets. Then we come on to cut 3. So, Brain Games beat Team Row because Team Row dropped. Brain Games LV, I believe, were the winners of Coat 2. And they're going to be playing the Soul Snatchers from Greece. I've been talking to one of them fairly regularly. He's very good at telling me when his results aren't recorded, but I don't mind that at all. Then we get the Baguette and Switch from France versus Seeker Noodles, also from France. Your Fraternal side will end soon. And then we have the Screech Bomb, did I get that right, guys? Versus SCS Dealers. And then GFC 03, we've heard nothing from, so we've dropped them in the previous round. But because they've dropped, then ABR Smoky Bears go straight through to the top 4. ABR Smoky Bears are from the USA. Now we come on to the CR7 Ghost Hawks, another international team who are Canada and Portugal. I need to chase up the Furry Muscles versus Allied Archon results, so this will be in hopefully by this time tomorrow. Monkeys beat Not Finished with Your Mum, who won Coat 3. They've dropped. And Skippy Time Rooms go through because the Team Wormhole have been AWOL and not responded, though they are in Hong Kong. Skippy Time Rooms are in Australia. And they are going to be playing off against Monkeys to get to top 4. London Urchins Imperial Traitors go through because Team Wormhole Technician drops. And I need to chase up Bootcamp X2 and Niffle Disobedience to fight the final resulters. Baywitch go through because OG Midwest Mavericks dropped. And the Final Swindle Alpha goes through because Team Wormhole Booking dropped. So this is the 4th cut is where most teams dropped. I always find interesting. I'm chasing up the results for Team Exalted A versus Ocadovicado. Again, 24 hours, or I'm going to have to come up with a result for them. And then we have Trailer Park Boys from Greece who beat La Forja Latina from Argentina. Manchester Mavericks C definitely committed Fraterna side versus Manchester Mavericks D. Whereas Barcelona Marburg's Beerforge beat L'Ame d'Ombres. Then we had the Final Swing Omega beat Team Weekend because Team Waking dropped. Nottingham on Anomalies dropped, continued because Jabbergram was dropped. They'll be playing each other. That's a UK versus US team. And finally, the Unicorn Squad, who I don't think realise they're still in the event because they've just had 2 buys in a row. And I need to go and tell Rick after this call that he is. I'll hopefully play in the SCS Sharks. So again, US versus UK. We put the SCS Sharks through because we have not heard from Portuguese Generosity. They didn't respond, and so SCS Sharks went through. And that concludes the top 8 readout. So top 8 is going to be Mass Mutation versus Worlds Collide with AOA versus AOA. When you record the results, please use the top 8 entry, not top 16. Use top 8, no matter which cut you're in, because then it will generate correctly. So I'm hoping there's not been a load of questions. Bombs. The Screech Bombs. Is that right? Swing and miss. Swing and miss. Every week. At least I'm consistent, man. At least I'm consistent. I can hear you, man. No one else can hear you. Yes, the stream can hear you.
Bob Bombs.
Screech Bob Bombs. I thought I said it. I thought I said that this time.
No.
Okay. So now,
Bob Bombs.
So now Brett has invaded us. I'm gonna say welcome, Brett. So Brett, as a finalist, how did the Keyforge get on this week? I mean, unfortunately you've been knocked out, but you had a fascinating story to one of your guys. What happened to Calvin?
I decimated my game with a turn 3 Drummernaut, Ganga Chieftain, and War Grumpus. So I put the War Grumpus next to Drummernaut, Ganga Chieftain, ready War Grumpus, Reaper War Grumpus, ready Drummernaut, Reaper Drummernaut, bounce Ganga Chieftain, play Ganga Chieftain, ready War Grumpus, and I reaped for 14 on turn 3. And my opponent was like, yeah, no, I'm done, I'm out. We carried on playing, but he's like, yeah, I'm not coming back from that.
And what about the Niflcon?
Oh, the other one. I don't think you can actually. Oh, there you can actually. Yeah, the Niflcon was my Calvin, is it?
Yep, Calvin, I believe. Yep.
Yeah, Calvin is running a double Niflcon Ultra Graviton deck, and early in the game, his opponent drops an Eaton's Jar on Niflcon, and pretty much neuters his Untamed Suite.
Yeah, I mean it's just. Oh man, that's bad. That's bad. But I'm glad I've got you here, Brett, because you can now do the most important thing. I think we're going to call it. That's it for today. Thanks everyone for watching. haven't a lot to show, but next week we'll hopefully come with some new news. We will confirm if we will have a quiz in the 31st next Monday. I like the idea of it. I will just.
I've messaged the almighty Space Pope of Can't Touch This about doing a collab, but
Awesome.
as Kong was saying, it might be better to do it on the 1st because Halloween is the most safe COVID holiday, so it's the one that most people can still do. But the 1st is probably a Sunday is probably the better way to do it.
Speak for yourself, but we'll check calendars and get you a date by next Monday because it ain't better for me. But we'll sort it out.
We'll push and try and get a collab, and we'll try and get the quiz done as quickly. Get a quiz done before Code 7.
Yes, definitely before Christmas, but before Code 7. So, guys, thanks very much. And now is the thing that Brett tells me I should do every week. He is now going to raid Multiverse because I still haven't worked out how to use that on Twitch yet. So thanks all for watching, and Brett, take it away. Thank you, everyone. Right. So, have a good week, and I'm going to sign off.